Deep within a jungle, sunlight dappled the leafy floor. A grand banyan tree stretched towards the sky. High in its branches, two partridges had made their home. They were the best of friends. The partridges chirped and sang each day. They shared delicious seeds and berries. Life was peaceful in their leafy world. Every morning the partridges would fly down to the jungle floor. They searched for food amongst the fallen leaves. They would carefully avoid the tigers and snakes. The friends always returned to their nest before sunset. They felt safe and happy in their high branch. One partridge was adventurous. He loved to explore new parts of the jungle. The other partridge was more cautious. He preferred the comfort of their home. Despite their differences, they were inseparable. They relied on each other for companionship and support. Life in the banyan tree was good for the partridge friends. They had each other, and they had their cozy nest. They knew the jungle was full of danger, but high in their tree, they felt safe and sound. What could possibly go wrong? The sun climbed high in the sky. It was time for the partridge's daily search for food. The adventurous partridge was eager to go. He wanted to find a special type of berry he had seen before. The cautious partridge was hesitant. He felt uneasy that day for no reason he could name. "Come along, my friend," chirped the adventurous partridge. "Don't be afraid. We'll be back before the sun sets." The cautious partridge reluctantly agreed. Together, they flew down to the jungle floor. The days seemed to pass quickly. The partridges filled their bellies with delicious berries and seeds. It was time to return home. As they flew back towards the banyan tree, the cautious partridge felt a pang of dread. He couldn't see his friend flying beside him. "Where are you?" he called out, his voice trembling. There was no reply. He circled around, searching frantically for his friend. The sun was beginning to set, casting long shadows across the jungle floor. Fear gnawed at the cautious partridge's heart. The cautious partridge returned to the banyan tree as the last rays of sun disappeared. He waited, hoping his friend would reappear. Night fell, and the jungle sounds grew louder. Still, his friend did not return. The partridge spent a lonely, terrifying night alone in their nest. When the sun rose, he flew down to search again. He called and called for his friend, but there was no answer. The partridge flew back to the banyan tree, his heart heavy with sorrow. As he neared his nest, he saw something that made him forget his sadness and fill with anger instead. A hare was poking his head out of the partridge's nest. "What are you doing in my home?" screeched the partridge. The hare, startled, hopped back into the nest. "This is my home now," the hare called out. "Find your own place." The partridge was furious. This hare had no right to take over his nest. They argued back and forth, each claiming the nest as their own. Neither would back down. Soon the argument grew so loud that other animals stopped to listen. The bickering of the partridge and the hare drew a crowd. Monkeys chattered from the branches above. Deer paused their grazing to watch. A wise old owl hooted from a nearby tree. "This is pointless," hooted the owl. "You need someone to judge your case fairly." The partridge and the hare stopped arguing. They looked at each other. The hare, used to tricking others, was not sure about this, but the partridge wanted a resolution. "We will find someone wise to settle this," chirped the partridge. The hare reluctantly agreed. They decided to seek the advice of a holy man. They had heard tales of holy men living deep in the jungle. It was said these holy men were wise and fair. They knew the laws of the jungle better than anyone. The partridge and the hare set off together. They were still rivals, but they needed a solution. The jungle was a dangerous place for a homeless bird or a hare without a burrow. They hoped the holy man could help them find a way to live in peace.